All right, so welcome to another rapid fire business story of the week. This is part of our rapid fire series, and today we have an incredible guest with us, someone who's achieved extraordinary success and is here to share their unique business journey with you. We're excited to hear their insights, so let's welcome them to the show. All right, so as this is our rapid fire series, we've got 1 minute or less to answer each question. So, in a minute or less, give us the elevator pitch to your story and your life. Go.
My name is Stephanie Ann Webb. I'm an encouragement and empowerment mentor. I am a podcaster. I have 2 podcasts, a Steph Up podcast and Soothing Words with Steph, where I share encouraging, uplifting stories and conversations that help with healing and growth as we move forward in that. I also wrote a children's book called What Should Dragon Do? Teaching children about kindness and emotional intelligence. And I am a speaker, and I always forget to do everything that I do, but I like to do a variety of things. So I am very pleased to be here. Thank you.
So that's fascinating, and I would love to dig a little bit deeper. So tell us a bit more about what you're working on today that you're most passionate about and believe will have the biggest impact.
I am really passionate about encouraging and helping others to achieve more in their life, to also hold space for people. Like I always say, let's just be human. So many people are given a lot of, you have to do this, and you have to do that, and they're overwhelmed and stressed, and they're just dealing with life. And so I want to have empathy for people and say, I get it, and there's hope. You can do this, and it's going to be in the way that works for you. So I just love encouraging people and adding value and doing what I can to help them move forward.
So this next question is one that every entrepreneur has dealt with. Tell us about a time where you failed. We often say failure is the first step to success. So think about a time where you failed in the past. What happened? What did you learn from it?
Oh my gosh, I've been constantly failing. I have had so many different careers in my life. I have worked at a bank, I've been a legal assistant, I've been working with seniors, I've been in retail, and I have just constantly pivoting in my life. And at times it's you do feel like a failure. And I thought, like, oh, fail, that's bad. But no, it's not. It's beautiful because I've taken and learned something from everything I've done, and I've made it into who I am today. So it's all about, what can I learn from this? How can I move forward in this? And I can pivot, and there's always something that I can do. There's always a door being opened. And so I am still on this journey of where am I going and what's going on, but I am just kind of enjoying it as I go.
That's fascinating. That's fascinating. And we're definitely going to have you back on the show to dive deeper into each of these questions. But for now, one thing that I often say is, and I tell this to my employees and the people who work with me and for me all the time, is that when a tree falls in the forest, if nobody hears it, did that tree actually fall? This brings me to this next question. How do you make sure that all of these amazing projects that you're involved in get noticed? What marketing and advertising methods have worked best for you? You've got a minute. Let's go.
I'm still working on the marketing, to be honest with you. I have learned a lot over the past few years. I was in an MLM and I have friends who do marketing. And basically, I was confused at first about I do a variety of things. What do I do? And the best advice they gave me is, you are the brand. So when I show up as authentically me, letting go of that fear as I take each step forward and just keep going and just showing up as me, that will attract. I absolutely believe in attraction marketing. That will attract people to be interested in what you're doing. So, also just taking steps of ideas that come to me. I don't go with the hard, you have to do this or that. I go with what comes up for me, what ideas just flow and what prompts up. So I just go with those, and things are moving, maybe not as fast as other people, but they are moving forward. And so I'm very blessed as I learn this and go on this journey.
That was so awesome. We're definitely going to dive deeper into this on a later show. And as we approach our last question, before we ask people how people can get a hold of you, how people can reach you, learn more about the work that you're doing in your company, and we will include all that information in the show notes, what I wanted to ask you is, what is one piece of advice that you would offer to your younger self, to our audience, and to somebody, especially somebody who's just starting out in the same niche that you're in, but just doesn't know how to start or get going? Amazing stuff. We're going to have to thank our guest today.
It's so cliche, but just start, because we can get caught up in everything. I don't know enough. I don't sound like them. We can start comparing. And when I just took a step, yeah, I sucked at first. and then I grew and I learned, and that's brought me to where I am now. And one thing that is so easy to do is comparing. And so what I would say is, I compared myself so often with people. I thought, I'm just me, and what am I going to do? But what I would tell my younger self is, you are unique. You're the only Stephanie Ann Webb in this world. And we all have something to offer. So don't be afraid to just be you. And don't look at other people, because you are heading on your path. And that's going to stop you when you start focusing on what other people are doing. So we can learn from others, but we don't have to compare ourselves with others.
Today for being a guest on Business Story of the Week. And before we cut out on this episode, I wanted to ask you, how can people get a hold of you? How can people learn more about what you're doing? And how do people engage with you? And we will transcribe this and put it in the show notes for everybody to find.
So you can reach me through my website, stephanieannwebb.com. I can also be found on TikTok at Stephanie Ann Webb, Facebook, Stephanie Ann Webb, Instagram, and YouTube at Stephanie Ann Webb. And my podcasts are at Steph Up Podcast and Soothing Words with Steph. And I can be reached also through my email, stephaniewebcoaching@gmail.com. Thank you so much.
All right, amazing. So you did it. Thank you for being a guest on the show today. Let me tell you what you can expect next. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all this, we're going to cut it into an episode. It will go on the Business Story of the Week page. So make sure you go on Apple Podcasts, review us, like us, go on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to us on Spotify. And this will come out in the next 30 days or so, depending on our workload and how many shows we have. We have had a lot of interest in the show lately, so we may be a little backed up, but the show will get out. In the meanwhile, we will send you clips that feel free to share on social. Also, the full episode, feel free to share any way that you like. The content is yours to share and put out there. We just ask that you mark us and tag us in the notes if you do. So in the copy, put hashtag Business Story of the Week. Link back to us. We would appreciate that. And if you think that you might be interested in doing more podcasts, live ones and studio ones, Zoom ones, Riverside ones, there's a whole host of shows that likely, if you did this one and succeeded, you would probably be really great at, and a great way of getting your message out. So your host will talk to you about potentially getting you booked on a strategy call for a Business Story of the Week's sister company, Podcast Cola, or becoming a YouTube influencer through Viral Mirage. Thanks again for being a part of this. Looking forward to working with you.